Welcome back once again, all of my low carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. Today I have another very easy keto dessert recipe for you. Today I am going to show you how to make very easy keto bread pudding. This is probably one of the easiest desserts you will ever make. All you do is mix it, throw it in a pan, bake, boom, done. Easy peasy. And if you want a printable version of this recipe, you can check out my website at janet'sdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find a printable version of this recipe and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see lots of easy, delicious, low-carb keto recipes, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. That way you can be notified every time I put out videos, at least every Wednesday and Saturday. And if you'd like to help support the channel, make sure you scroll down in the description of the video. You'll see some affiliate links. Anytime you purchase anything using those affiliate links, a small portion of your purchase will go to me and help support the channel. So, while you do all that, let's get cooking. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Lightly grease the bottom and the sides of an 8 by 8 inch cake pan and set it aside for a minute. Place 4 large room temperature eggs into a small mixing bowl. Then use a fork or whisk and whisk the eggs all together until they're fully combined. Then set them aside for just a minute. In a large mixing bowl, combine 2 tablespoons of butter that's been melted and cooled. Make sure it is cooled, you don't want hot butter. 484 grams or around 2 cups of the cream or milk of your choice, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 100 grams or around a half cup of the granulated sweetener of your choice. I'm using granulated monk fruit sweetener. You can use whatever granulated sweetener you want. Do not adjust this more or less. Leave it just at 100 grams. You need that amount to make the pudding or custard part of the bread pudding. Add an 1/8 teaspoon of salt and your desired amount of ground cinnamon or dry spices of choice. Whisk everything all together until everything is fully combined. Pour the beaten eggs into the mixture. Then again, whisk everything together until it's fully combined and smooth. Add 6 cups of the keto bread of your choice. It's best to use bread that's about a day old or so. If you don't have any day-old bread, you can just leave the bread opened on your countertop overnight and it should crust over a bit, or you can pop it in the toaster until it gets a little bit of a dry, crusty feel to it. I'm using the oat fiber bread that I made in the last video that I put out, and I just popped it in the toaster to give it a crusty feel to it. Either or, whatever bread that you are using, you want to make sure that it is around 6 cups, give or take a bit, and make sure that the bread is chopped up into cubes that are around 1.5 to 2 inches. You want them to be big bread cubes. You don't want them to be tiny ones. When you add them to the mixture, fold them in until all the bread is completely coated with the wet ingredients. Once everything is fully combined and the bread is fully coated with the wet ingredients, carefully pour the mixture into your prepared cake pan. Then use a spatula or a wooden spoon and press the mixture evenly throughout the cake pan. Try to get it as even as you can. Try to make the top as even as you can. Once the mixture is evenly set, then allow it to sit at room temperature for about 10 minutes. This is just going to help the bread cubes absorb some of that wet ingredient so that you have more flavor in your bread pudding. After about 10 minutes and the bread has absorbed a little bit, place the pan in your preheated oven and bake at 350 degrees for 50 to 60 minutes or until the wet ingredients has set. It should not be jiggling around. It should be a nice even set, almost like a custard around the bread cubes. After the bread pudding is done baking, remove it from your oven, then allow it to cool in the pan for about 20 to 30 minutes so it can all set together well. After 20 to 30 minutes, cut the bread pudding into your desired slice and place it on the serving plate of your choice. You can eat this plain just as it is, or you can do what I'm doing and put a little bit of vanilla cinnamon sauce over the top. Or if you don't want the sauce, you can top it with some ice cream or some keto whipped cream, whatever you want, however you want to eat it, that is up to you. You can also serve this warm or at room temperature. That again is up to your personal taste. If you are going to use the vanilla cinnamon sauce, then place a medium saucepan over medium heat, then add 100 grams or around a half cup of the brown sugar sweetener of your choice. I'm using brown monk fruit sweetener. You can use whatever brown sugar sweetener you want. Add 4 grams or around a half tablespoon of coconut flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. You can adjust this more or less depending on how strong of a cinnamon taste you want in your sauce. 2 tablespoons of melted butter, 1 large egg, 296 milliliters of the milk of your choice, or around 1 1/4 cups, and an 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Whisk everything all together until it's fully combined. Then continue to whisk the mixture constantly for about 10 minutes or until the mixture has become thickened. Make sure you are constantly whisking this, otherwise you're going to end up cooking your egg and having chunks of scrambled eggs in with your sauce, and you don't want that. Once the sauce has thickened, remove it from the heat. Stir in 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract until it's fully combined. Then allow the sauce to cool until it's warm or room temperature, whichever one you want to serve it at. All right, so I have let my bread pudding cool completely, cut my nice little slice, put a little bit of that vanilla cinnamon sauce on top of it. Looks good. It smells really good. I love that little hint of cinnamon smell. Yummy. Let's see what this baby tastes like. Come here. Running away from my fork. Hot, 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 hot. Hot. I like that. Yeah. I think the next time I'm going to put a little bit more cinnamon in the actual bread pudding part itself, not just in the topping, but in the bread pudding part. I'm going to put a little bit more cinnamon, possibly some nutmeg, give a little more spice to it. But it has a really good flavor. And that oat fiber bread gives it a really good texture. I mean, you can use, any keto bread you want, but that oat fiber bread gives a nice little toastiness to it. I like it. Good stuff. You can eat this immediately. If you do have any leftovers of the bread pudding or the sauce, store them both in separate airtight containers in your refrigerator for up to 5 days. Eat and enjoy. And that's our recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.